air infiltration into the building. So air leakage is one of your first lines of protection. So talking a little bit about certification, we recently revamped our website, and this is a section on certification. There's a lot of information in here on green collar workforce. We just recently worked with the blue ribbon panel of the American Association of Community Colleges in providing resources for the nation's 1,200 community college presidents on their preparing for the green collar workforce in the future, and building energy efficiency is one of the major thrust areas. So we gave them a lot of help in how this can be the next big thing in community college curriculum. So I'm very interested to see what happens this week at the White House. The core certifications that we have all tie back to standards. The building analyst is the core. I heard several people say that they've been through the training and the certification. This is a 2-hour written test, 100 questions, with a 2-hour timed field test to demonstrate competency with the diagnostic equipment. We're in the process of updating that standard. We just completed what's called the Home Energy Auditing Standard. That will have its own certification. It's very similar to building analyst. It just adds in simulation models on energy savings. The reason that we're doing that is some of the legislation is now pointing toward simulated performance like Homestar. So we want to make sure we have that component. This won't happen overnight, but we will keep everyone aware of it. We will retain building analyst as a certification, but the standard itself was a little bit confusing. It talks about personnel requirements as well as the standard of doing the work. And this new home energy auditing standard is real clear on how you define the scope of work based on what you find. And I think it's a lot more straightforward. So then the envelope is controlling the pressure boundaries, really effectively reducing the load through upgrading the performance of the envelope, and then heating, air conditioning, and we have a 5th one on manufactured housing. So those are the ones in single family. We have a suite of certifications tied to standards on the multifamily side, but I didn't want to really get into that today. So the new certifications that we've been working on are whole house air leakage control at the installer level and at the crew chief level. That would include dense packing of the sidewalls, and that would be with such products as cellulose or fiberglass, the spider products, the ones that actually provide that dense packing air leakage control ability. And then we have a subset for the installer in just the accessible areas like attic planes, basements, crawl spaces, that sort of thing. That's being rolled out now. We have materials, we have mock-ups that have the architectural renderings done so that if you're interested in providing that training, we can provide you with the architectural details to build the props. We have the handbooks for the individuals to prepare, as well as for the affiliate who's delivering the training. So all of that is available. Our person is Vicki Murphy. If you're in the training business, I'm sure you know Vicki and Nancy. It's dmurphy@bpi.org. And we got started on thinking about what is now called standard work specifications to help people understand, the desired outcome and how to get there. And we paid Advanced Energy to come in last February, and they brought in specialists from around the country and really worked on the attic air sealing part of this. And we came up with a nice document that's now available on our website. And DOE decided to get into this in a major way over the summer. And at the National Renewable Energy Lab, they expanded it to the entire house. And they brought in, 60, 70 people, specialists from around the country who spent several weeks writing a whole set of standard work specifications that they're now turning over to the weatherization program and to home performance contractors. So we donated our work to that national effort. It's part of the Vice President's Recovery Through Retrofit program. He will be announcing the results of that. So this is a major effort that I think will really help people to understand how to get this work done. So this particular one is adding access hatches and doors. Here's one on recessed lights. And then here's one on knee walls, just as examples. We started out calling them standard work requirements, and the government didn't like the term requirements because it sounded too federal and regulatory. So the new term is standard work specifications. And that will be made available through DOE and NREL. If it's not out now, it will be very soon. What they're intending to do is starting in October, is send them out for public comment, the whole set. So you'll probably be seeing them as a public comment document.